I was a person who wanted an opportunity abroad, and it's been like I did it on my own for close to 1.5 to 2 years of time, but it was not at all fruitful. So I was desperate for a change, and I wanted an opportunity abroad. So that's how I came. I got to know about this firm, and the very first instance of having a discussion with this team, I felt like, okay, this is the right platform, because there are many other consultancies or firms who facilitate it, but find a job in Germany was unique and very transparent and professional.
Hey everybody, welcome back to one of our success videos. This time with Sriram from Chennai, India. Sriram, good to have you. Good to see
Hey, hi
you
Rahul.
again.
Thank you for.
How are you doing?
I'm great, Rahul. Thank you for having me here, and I'm just excited to share my experience over.
Good. We are looking very much forward to it. Okay, Sriram, tell us a bit. You are right now in Berlin. How is it going for you? How's when we talk about the starting time? You're here since a couple of months now. How was the beginning here and working in Germany, starting to live here in Germany? Tell us a bit about it, please.
Yeah, sure. So I'm in Berlin from Jan 10, and it's been close to 2 months since I moved here. So in my case, initially there were a lot of delay in the visa appointment and getting a proper date for me to showcase my application and have my visa stamp. So I was a bit stressed out at that particular period of time, and then I was desperate for things to work out real quick, as I was wanting to start as early as possible. And that was a struggle in the initial phase. And once when I got this visa appointment and the tentative date when I can travel, then it was more of planning for my stay over here. And the duration was like hardly 10 days for me to have the visa stamped, and I had to travel within 10 days. So it was jam packed 10 days. But prior to that, I already had enough information about what is to be done and how it has to be done. So I knew how to do, or what are all the platforms that are needed for a house, and which would be a primary thing for anybody who comes into a new country to have a place to come and stay. So I had those information thanks to the program that was available, and also few of my friends who shared their insight as well. So once I had my dates clear, it was primarily to look out for an apartment, and then I had the turnaround time for me to find an apartment was 3 to 4 days. But once I had my apartment, that was main hurdle done, and then traveling and coming here. And the onboarding here with the German company has been so smooth. Like I said, the joining date has been revised twice for me because of the delay in my visa stamping.
By the way, this has changed. I don't know if you have
recent times.
Recent times that it really improved.
So actually that might help a lot of people. So in spite of having a revised date of joining 2 times, I was able to, the onboarding was very smooth and it was all planned. And generally what I felt after coming here and joining an organization was things are planned very well, and the importance to time is given to, the maximum importance is given to time. Nobody wants to waste time unnecessarily, so they plan their work meticulously. And even in my case, from the very first day, everything was planned and all things happened as per the timings. So that was very unique. And generally, mostly there could be chance of slippages in time, but here it has been on time every time. So that was
sorry to interrupt here, but what do you mean exactly on time? Like that you start your day and then you know already what you do, and you plan with your team the upcoming sprints, or tell us a bit more also in comparison maybe to your experiences you have gained in India in the past.
So generally, when a new onboarding happens, the day I stepped into the office, there was specific ceremonies that were planned for a specific timings. Like I had a discussion with the HR that had to happen at 9:30. It started at 9:30, and then it had to be concluded at 10:30. It went until 10:30. So the next ceremony or next meeting was planned at 10:45, which kick started exactly at 10:45. So that the whole day was planned very well, and I was made clear on what is the day's plan and what is the agenda behind it before getting into the meeting. So I had some insights, and with respect to work, there again, like people are very punctual. They start their work at the work-life balance is pretty much good here, and they are flexible with work as well. Just they maintain some core hours where almost every member of the team is available. And
so
apart from that,
from when do you what is your
so the core hours that we follow, yeah, that is like 10 to 4. So some people start their work really early in the morning, 7 o'clock, and then they log off at 4 o'clock. Some start at 10 o'clock and then they complete it by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So
how
the
many
core
hours
that
do you work per day? How many hours?
it's like including lunch break, it's 9 hours of work.
Okay.
So, but the core hours is something where everybody in the team are present. So you can start a bit early, but still you are expected to be in that core hours timing between 10 to 4, so that all the major communication that has to happen among the team happens during the core hours, and then people work independently, so they start a bit early or they continue the work a bit late. So that flexibility is one like very important aspect. So it is up to the individual to plan their day, and you know your body clock well, and you can adapt to a perfect timing, which helps you. You can if you're someone who starts, wants to spend time and work out and do something in the morning and want to start a bit late, you can still do that.
Exactly.
So
this is also
that is very nice.
Often very important for people with families, right? If you have kids,
very true,
them to kindergarten, schools, etc. And
yes,
that's nice. And you said let's call it the work-life balance. 9 hours, and then you can also manage your time as you want to. Of course, you have to be in the core. What else would you say is different, or what stands out here in Germany in your point of view?
In the company that I work, the transparency and the openness among the team is something very commendable, where like I've been just 2 months old, this company, but they value each of your opinions. They want you to be participant. They want you to be vocal. So they are really open, and people like when you give some suggestion, and they are open for like if there is something that is not done the right way, or if we feel there is a room for improvement, they are open for that. So that is good, and they are very straightforward. So if we are saying something which does not satisfy, or which is not needed at this point of time, they again are very straightforward, saying like, yeah, it makes sense, but for right now this might not be what which we can adapt to in our project. So that is something which is very unique, and to get it immediately, you don't have to wait for much time. You say something, you instantly know whether your inputs are taken, or whether it is in a different perspective. So that is something which is nice. So with respect to work-life balance, I'm used to previously I was working different type of company where I had to work for more than 10 hours or 12 hours. And then commutation again was a challenge, but here it is like very smooth. Mostly it's home office setup, and even if needed, people visit office once a week maximum. So that flexibility is there, and they don't want people to. And the strange difference is like once you're out of office, seldom do they disturb you, or I would say rarely they would disturb you. Nobody would come to you asking for anything once you're out of office. So that is very nice. So these things are.
Are you the only QA engineer in your team, or you have a group of people and you interact a lot, even when you do home office?
So we do interact a lot, and I have two more people. So we are three people as a QA team, and with different level of experience. So, but in a day, almost we have an interaction. We have a very close interaction. So before we start our work, we sit together and then segregate our task and see who picks up or who wants what, and then we do it from there, or we take it from there.
Okay. And if you look at the onboarding process, I mean, it was actually a very quick hire. Let's say you joined our program. I think after 2 months, you already got the offer and signed the contract.
Yeah.
When you look now at your
Yes.
experiences here and the hiring processes, what can you share based on your experience with the audience? What should they really take care of, and what you regard as very important, what you maybe can share here with us?
Okay. So, to be very specific, I was a person who wanted an opportunity abroad, and it's been like I did it on my own for close to 1.5, 2 years of time, but it was not at all fruitful. So I was desperate for a change, and I wanted an opportunity abroad. So that's how I came. I got to know about this firm, and the very first instance of having a discussion with this team, I felt like, okay, this is the right platform, because there are many other consultancies or firms who facilitate it, but find a job in Germany was unique and very transparent and professional. They don't just bring in people. So that is something which is very important. And like generally when someone wants a job, it is his responsibility to spend a lot of time towards it. But in this case, the same number of time or effort is being put in by you people. So it's like two people are working for a same cause, and it eases the whole process, and the success rate is really quick. In, like you said, in my case, I got onboarded, and within 2 months of time, I had a job offer with me. So generally, a process of interview happens, like it takes minimum 3 to 4 weeks to have a full level of interview with German companies. So that is nice. And what I learned was, if someone is very sincere and very determined to find an opportunity abroad, and if they are ready to spend their time, they want some their efforts to yield some positive result, I think this is the right platform. So
thank you. Yeah. good to hear.
Yeah, actually that is something which is really appreciable, because I was so desperate for such a change, and I'm so glad that I got to know about find a job in Germany, and I'm here sitting in Berlin. So
nice. Sriram, let us also talk about your tech stack here. What do you think should a QA engineer put on the table if looking for a job in Germany? Also now after the experience you gained so far.
So generally, automation jobs are really there are good opportunities for automation, and specifically Cypress and Angular based automation tools, or JS based automation tools are really of good demand, and exposure to any of these would be a good value add, and that can speeden up the process. Obviously, doesn't mean that the very first interview would be the you would get a job. It takes some few practices, because the standards or the expectation in the interviews here and back home in India is little different, or very different. So
what is different? What is the difference? The major difference?
Major difference I felt is like they give you a task, and they doesn't matter. Most of them would be able to give a outcome or the result that they wanted, but what they check is how do you do it, not have you done it, but how do you do it. So sometimes what happens is we might think like this is the best way of doing it, but there could be some more or some effective way of doing it. So that comes with some preparation and some experience by giving few interviews. Before getting this, along with this job, I had 2 to 3 interviews in parallel. this got cleared. The other two, I had the feedback saying that this needs an improvement. So doesn't mean that you lack knowledge. All you need is the right intention to work towards improvement. So definitely you will get a job or you will land a job. So
Great. Okay, good. So let's stop here with the first part of our interview, and
sure.
we're going to meet soon for the second part. Thank you so much for now, Sriram, and talk to you very soon.
Thank you, Rahul, for having me. See you soon. Bye-bye.